Rogan's Tough Talk.
Speaking of heroin, you had that one Dr.
Carl Hart.
Yeah, Carl Hart on. And I listened to that, and then we did a podcast on ours, and it got clipped. I was like, yeah, I would probably do some heroin with him. Like, and it got clipped up everywhere. Me promoting heroin and doing heroin and stuff. It was pretty funny. But that was a fucking interesting one.
He's fascinating. He's a fascinating guy. Very fascinating. Yeah.
He had a very interesting outlook on drugs.
Well, he was a straight-laced guy who didn't do any drugs at all until he became a researcher. And then when he was a clinical researcher, he realized, he's a professor at Columbia, and he realized when he was doing research, like, our perceptions of the effects of drugs are all just a lot of propaganda and bullshit. And a lot of the problem is like impure drugs, drug abuse of these drugs.
Like Molly and stuff. Like Molly.
Heroin.
Yeah, like
cocaine.
It's like,
candy.
It's not. Yeah, candy's the worst drug of them all for little kids. Just
kids
for like giving them fucking Sour Patch Kids and Skittles, and they're just fucking
or
geeked out on sugar for a little bit.
Or it's okay for like a 350-pound person who's clearly going to die from a heart attack to go into a gas station, load up on the ice cream, load up on the candy, and head out.
Killing themselves.
Yeah, they're killing themselves. There's a lot of people killing themselves in this country with food.
But the drug one was just, I always thought that was interesting because I was terrified of marijuana growing up. My dad was a cop. My mom was a nurse. It was just in my head that this is just fucking poison. Bad for you.
When did you first try it?
This fucker made me put a joint in my mouth, fucking lit it.
Well, we'd be training twice a day, and he'd come home and still
old.
be like, let's go do something, and just be jacked up. I'd be like, bro, there's a lot of good athletes smoking this weed. Just try it, dude.
Because I had so much energy. I'd train in the morning. I'd be 19 years old, move down to Phoenix, train in the morning, train at night. Him and his buddy are chilling, and we're at the apartment. I'm just like wanting to do something. So I took a puff, and I fucking chilled out for a little bit. I changed my life. I was able to, because it's hard, hard to fucking get into that state, but now it's a lot easier.
I mean, some people who do it, though, and then just every time something's going on and they just smoke and then they're just lazy. I think it's bad for a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree.
I think some people are just lazy. And if you give them weed and blame it on the weed.
Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't make me lazy. It makes me the opposite. If I smoke weed and I haven't done the things I need to do, I go, oh, God, I got to go to work.
Yeah, same.
I start freaking.
I like that paranoia.
I do, too.
It makes me start thinking about what I got to dial in my diet. I gotta fucking I gotta get to the gym. I gotta train. It gives me that anxiety, like, oh fuck, I'm the champ. I gotta do everything right. It gives me that paranoia.
Do you know there's a thing that people say commonly that when someone becomes a champion, they almost get 30% better just because of being a champion? Do you feel like that's gonna happen to you? I
feel like I felt that after I beat Alfred in my contender series fight. I felt like I won. I just felt like I got way better just